contest scheduled 3 rounds. Occupying the blue corner, he turns 21 on June 5 next week. Trained by John Scida, Ultimate Gymnasium in Melbourne's West in Sunshine. A record of 3 zip 3, 3 bouts, 3 wins, scaling 72 kilograms with Frank Lavasi. John Scida in the corner. Would you welcome joking, jiving, John Marinare. John Marinare, wearing blue trunks with gold piping. In the red corner, he's had 1 contest, a sizzling win on Yakuza program at this very venue, the World Congress Centre, from Aspendale, 19 years of age, trained by Dave Berry and Bill Main. Would you welcome at, as I say, 19 years of age, wearing Muay Thai trunks with red and black, Sogatoon sizzling Sam Tower of Power Soloman. Nick Hennepy.
Well, good evening and welcome to the World Congress Centre here in Melbourne, Victoria. Fighters Centre Ring, my co-commentators joining me tonight. Of course, we're lucky, I suppose, to have Tarsus, or as many Australians would know him and his friends would know him as Tosca Petrides, the WKA ISKA Junior Light Heavyweight Champion, who joins us tonight. Tarsus, welcome, and also joining us also Steve Kontossis, one of the co-promoters here of TCB Promotions, bringing you this fight here from the World Congress Centre. We're set to rumble centre stage, and our first bout, as Howard Lee mentioned before, in the red corner, Sam Soloman, the blue corner, John Marinare. Having a look at the tail of the tape from these boys, 3 fights for 3 wins from Johnny Marinare, and the other young fellow has only had the 1 fight, but apparently Tarsus won it in scintillating fashion.
Yes, Rob, this should be an interesting fight. Both boys, amateurs, only had a couple of fights each.
And I was having a look at Sam Soloman in the rooms a little earlier on tonight, and was certainly warming up in a furious fashion. It's going to be interesting to see whether he brings that fury out here into this first round. Of course, only 3 2-minute rounds. Our first bout at this World Congress Centre tonight. Spinning back kick, finds the mark, up underneath. Both boys quite content to use their legs and try and find the mark early.
That was just, Hennepy has just indicated that was just a knockdown, a slip, not a knockdown. Nice roundhouse kick to the head by John Marinare.
John Marinare last fought in Geelong in February and defeated Ron Winton in a 2nd round KO.
As distinct from boxing, Rob, as you see these boys, when they get into the clinch, they still keep working, particularly in the inside of the legs. Can be very painful.
Well, both boys fairly solid downstairs when you take a look at them, Steve, and quite capable of inflicting plenty of damage. Good tactics there by Marinare. Kept the legs up high there of Soloman, and probably should have come underneath and done a bit of work.
Nice spinning back
kick. Got him right across the midriff. And both boys surprising me at the moment with their work with their legs. Very early in the fight. Usually they'll get back and size one another up and try and find their balance and poise with their leg kicking, but these 2 young fellows into it early. And on the back move is Sam Soloman.
Nice combination there by John Marinare. Sam Soloman fighting back though.
And in round 1, come on, show your appreciation.
Round 1, Tarsus having a look at both boys, as I said before to Steve. Not very often you find them very early in a fight coming out with legs and starting to try and find the mark that quick.
Yes, they both use their legs pretty strong. Sam over there had nice flexible back kicks and high head kicks, but John over there had nice leg kicks.
Steve was mentioning before in relation to the various sports of boxing, whether it be Taekwondo or Muay Thai or what have you. I noticed Sam Soloman comes from a Taekwondo boxing background and also has a black belt in Zendu Kai. So, Steve, a lot of these guys getting into the sport of kickboxing through other avenues of martial arts.
Absolutely. People like Manson Gibson and Ian Jacobs, who are our main event here tonight, both have the traditional backgrounds. One in Kung Fu and is a Kung Fu master in Manson Gibson.
Round 2 of the scheduled 3-rounder, 3 2-minute rounds. And referee has them in centre ring, bringing them both in together straight away.
Nice roundhouse there by John Marinare. Oh, boys getting heavily into the 2nd round, trying to work each other out.
Oh, good right hand there. Come across the top there of Sam Soloman on Mariani. Now drops him with the left hand. I think
that was more of a trip there, Robert.
Got him on the way down as well. But a good punch earlier on in the fight in that second round. Spinning back kick doesn't come to any fruition. And I'm just having a look at the waist there of Sam Soloman, and there's a decent welt, which I'd say John Mariani's caught him with the leg at some stage. Both boys just a little untidy at the moment, but they've given that first round everything they can. Good blows landed in this second round. Oh, just a little low. Nothing malicious. And the referee will give him a timeout count. And he gets a time resting here for about 60 seconds.
It is unfortunate, but unfortunately it does happen in kickboxing, the occasional kick to the groin.
Tough society. I'd hate to be in the position of finding out actually who's in front just at the present point of time.
I think Sam at the moment, because of the knockdown.
Been busy.
Yeah, they caught him with a good right hand, a few good head kicks, but John over there in the blue corner come back and scored a few clean shots as well.
Well, valuable rest time for Sam Soloman. As we said before, he's only had the one fight, but one win, and a bit of a fan of Aussie rules in the land down under. And his last fight here was in November '92, so it's been a long time between fights for Sam. He's up and about, and the crowd applaud the boys as they come back into centre ring again. Mariani it is trying to do the work with the hands, and
yes, Sam's definitely the kicker of the two. Sam throwing some wild overhand rights and lefts there.
As I said, both boys probably a little untidy with their hands, but only one of these has got to land, Steve, because there's plenty of power behind them. And a bit of a wrestling match, and referee separates them in centre ring. 2/3 of the way through this second round, and Mariani it is trying to find the mark with the hands. Can't do so at the moment. Soloman pushes him back on the ropes. Spinning back
nice
kick.
Spinning back kick.
And follows it up with another kick to the head. Not to be outdone, Mariani it is bores in on the ropes, trying to work underneath. And comes after him with the right hand, doesn't find the mark again. And interesting to look at the two fighters, Tarsus. John Mariani, probably the lighter skin of the two. They're starting to show the effects of some of the leg kicks that Sam Soloman's been putting on him.
Yes, but that's right. But Sam's catching him up high. But John's there.
And Bubbles Cafe support and Tony Tacasio will be presenting amino active product to both John and Sam at the completion of this bout. And a little later we'll be talking to Barcelona Olympian Tim Forsyth, who recommends amino active product.
And plenty of ice being used on the legs over there of John Mariani by his corner. And Johnny Scida it is, his trainer. But as I said before, Steve can toss us that a lot of these fights, perhaps you may think someone has the edge, but not until that bell rings or until you can be behindhand for about 7 out of an 8 rounder and still come out and win. That's the uncertainty of this sport.
Anything can happen right up until the last minute. And of course, in most of these fights, the bell doesn't save you. So,
third and final round of this particular contest, which is a middleweight bout. And at the moment, perhaps Sam Soloman, the boy ahead on points. Mariani's going to have to do plenty of work. Looking for an inside leg kick. No power in it, though. Comes after all, right and left hand into the corner. But Soloman, it is, it comes back out and says, I can give you as good as what you can give. Both boys trading level in that far corner, in the neutral corner. Referee was about to separate it, but no thank you. And this crowd to their feet in this first round, and it's a blinder.
What a gutsy fight. Both boys giving it their all in this last round.
Not a lot of finesse, but there's plenty of action, and that's what the crowd have come to see at the World Congress Centre here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Soloman trying to put the leg kicks in. Mariani's after him. He knows he's behindhand in points. Don't hang on, says the referee. The leg kick finds the mark there from Soloman. Mariani starting to show the wear. Looks a little tired. In fact, both fighters are a little tired. Walked straight into that one, though, but caught him pretty well on the gloves. Soloman trying to push Marinare back. The referee does. A little slippery in centre ring. Marinare walks up, bang with the left foot. No damage done.
Nice front kick. Another nice front kick.
Well, the picture tells the story, Steve. Found the mark on 2 occasions, but he's still in there. Can he put him away?
John's in trouble.
Left and right combinations, but still in the neutral corner. And the referee now calls break. Ten out of 10 for endeavour from these 2 young fellows. Fairly inexperienced as far as this sport's concerned. But Soloman just starting to find his mark a little better than Marinare. Still keeps coming. Oh,
nice front
pushed
kick,
him away nicely. Spinning back kick.
Oh.
Came unstuck. Now, both punches landed from both fighters, but the one that did the damage perhaps came from Marinare. And the bell ends the 3rd round. And that's the final round. Interesting now to find out what the judges and how they see it.
Rob, as you said, this fight's never decided until right at the end, but as you saw there, right on the bell, a nice left hook by John Marinare dropped Sam Soloman, and
Judges George Zachariah and Neville Williams. Ms. June Chen. And we'll have
well, our ring announcer Howard Lee calling for the cards to come in now. Being a world champion, we'll allow him to be wrong, but we'll put the acid test to him straight away. Tosca, who would you pick?
I think the red corner, Sam, scored cleaner shots, but don't take nothing away from John. He fought well, and he's a tough boy.
I tend to agree with you a little bit. I just think perhaps that Sam landed the cleaner shots and found the mark just a little better than John Marinare. But both boys coming into this fight. Of course, young Marinare in the blue corner has 3 fights for 3 wins, and 3 of them are all by knockout. Whereas Sam Soloman's only had the 1 fight for the 1 win. So undefeated. Unfortunately tonight, maybe one of them's going to walk away a loser. But the experience they'll gain out of this, fighting in front of a crowd as such, is going to be invaluable.
It'll be good to see everyone there. It'll be a great night, and hope you all enjoy tonight.
Bubbles Cafe, 213 King Street, Melbourne. Peter Shannon, representing the WKA. Peter, you have the verdict there.
Let's go ringside. Howard Lee has the result.
WKA representative Peter Shannon. Unanimous points winner from the red corner, Sam Soloman.
Well, Tarsus Pedritas, you're a good judge. We'll jump on the bandwagon with you as well. I think perhaps in hindsight, Steve probably did probably the best work for the fight and probably landed the cleaner shots.
I tend to agree both with Zov and Tosca there. Sam certainly, both boys certainly did work hard. Sam tended to score more with his legs and his hands, and therefore the outcome. Tosca,
right. Let's go centre ring just before we go to Tosca, because I think Howard's about to talk to our winner now.
Sam, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
You're pretty exhausted there. He copped you with a low one in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty winded from that, but I'm all right now.
You all right, Sam? It's a pretty tough sport in there.
An oath.
Bloody oath. You going to continue with it, Sam?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, congratulations again. Sam Soloman, ladies and gentlemen.
That's our first bout on this night of fights. Of course, the World Championship up for grabs later on tonight. The World WKA Super Middleweight title between Manson, Gibson and Ian Jacobs. Join us shortly. Second.